Welcome back. Hope you guys doing alright. Hope you guys doing good. No, I am. So today, I want to do a little bit of talking about vibration. Throughout the years, my life, I've realized from hearing many things. I won't say study, but I will say study. But it's more like hearing things. And in that act alone, you hear vibration. Speaking is vibration. You say the right vibe, you vibrate the words out your mouth. We're just used to it. Then, studying the mind and listening to what people say, I realize how powerful speaking really is. So I learned and learned and learned, and unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way. Manipulation and shit, people doing what they do, just being people. Me being myself, growing in the world and not having the proper guidance. What I realized about speaking directly affects the brain. And I began to learn how to speak the right words so I can get people to do what I want. Lucky for them, I just wanted people to do the right thing, or at least close enough to it, Can't say I don't like doing things. So, as I learned the power of the Jedi, I learned real fast the repercussions of using that power. What goes around comes around. So, kind of tried to show people things like this, but most people fail. Once you obtain a certain power of awareness, most people fail. Because you always just wanted power so you could be like what the people in front of you, or what you see the most. You think that's what it's all about, And it's not. It's part of it. I say all that to say this, 25. The Bible and the Quran, and I think pretty much, and I wouldn't say everything, because then you get to some ancient cultures and their ancient alien beliefs and what people say they believed in, you know what I mean? Because, I don't know. But a lot of the main texts that we're allowed to, see and everybody believes in, doesn't matter which one it is, what book, the being you call on spoke the world into existence. Let there be light. Da 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 da. Alright? So, if the Lord can speak things into existence, that's the most powerful thing there is, vibration. Then you learn about hocus pocus and the magics and bad luck and, things like that. Still the same thing. People saying things, wishing upon people things, good or bad. I've witnessed both. I've been able to do both. But I don't speak bad upon people and just make it happen. They do shit to me, and I call my father, and I ask him to do things to you. And then when I know what's going to happen, I tell you. So it's not like I'm speaking it on you. I'm telling you what's going to happen to you now. Oh well. Anyway, so I mix all those things together to go with the science that I've learned. Now, scientifically, all the things you see right now, the ground, everything, we say it's solid. It's because you don't fall through the floor. Can't walk through the wall, or can you? Because when scientists actually start to get smart, start to figure things out, my father already said, they figured out everything you see is not solid, no matter what it is, down to the rocks, down to the sand. You can see into everything, and the further you go down, you start seeing that there's more matter that holds that together. That one rock is not really a rock. When you go down, you'll see it's a bunch of particles and shit that hold that rock together. And then you go into that and you see more and then more, right? And then when you get down to like the atoms and shit, the beginning, they find that it's not connected. It's not solid. And I said, wait up. So I'm solid, but it's not really that I'm solid. It's just so many things layered on top of each other. Over and over and over and over until you get a solid form. But even down to the very, 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 very beginning, it's not solid. It's energy. Energy is what binds the atoms, the things together to make things the way it is. So, that's when I realized my father is in all of us. And that made me wonder, because connecting everything, speaking is only harnessing the power of vibration, spells and hokey pokey and wishing on a going a star. It's you speaking and harnessing vibration. You say the right things. You make the right vibrations. Just like the Lord made the right vibrations to make man and everything else. You know? Man is very smart, but obviously man can't be the smartest because, you know? Well, nah, I wouldn't say we can't clean things up. We could. Just because man creates after the Lord. Meaning, anything that we see he did by studying his world, then we know we could do it somehow. And, the environment cleans itself up by itself. It doesn't need anyone to do anything. It just needs you to stop doing shit. And then it fixes itself. No man help at all. No God's help at all. Nope, he already made it to be that way. It's the beauty of the Lord. He can make you not need him. But unfortunately, there's things in the world that, make you call him anyway. Anyway, I'm kind of lost to where I'm going with this, because it's really just a thought. But makes me think, Sure makes me understand why they said, you can't speak your language no more. You're not allowed to speak your language no more. Must have been some powerful things in that, I don't know. Then, it makes sense to why Jesus was able to control the demons. He said, you're done. Go into the pigs. And they had to do it. Was he like a wizard or some shit? I don't know. Doesn't seem like it, but when you're trained in the ways of the Most High, and you do things in front of people that other people have to do spells to do, yeah, they're gonna call you a wizard, a dark warlock guy or something. But nah, you're sent by the Lord. Back then, I'm sure there was a lot of fucking things the Lord had to teach the people, so people, cast out these wicked spirits in other people. Wonder why there's so much crime now. I wonder why kids are so quick to kill each other. Maybe people need to start speaking better things over their neighborhoods, Maybe prayers actually do count, but not when you just pray for yourself. I don't know. Because, if you pray for your neighborhood, right? If everybody in the neighborhood's praying for the neighborhood, that's all one thought. If you pray for yourself, then that's everyone praying for themselves. So that's no longer one thought. It's many thoughts, and the Lord has to individually do many, instead of, I could be wrong. Which brings me to my closing speech. Jesus on the mountain. Somewhere in the scriptures, Jesus goes to a mountain and transforms into Elijah and Moses. I think it was Elijah and Moses. And it had me thinking, like, about time travel, because I just recently heard some shit. And I can't really explain it because I barely understood it. But it was saying about how, time travel is not real and you can go somewhere. Time travel is in your mind because you can see things in the past. And I said, yo, that's dope because that would make sense. You can go to the past and oh yeah, I forgot they made a game about it, Assassin's Creed. I forgot about that one. And in that game, these guys are trying to unlock this guy's fucking DNA because he was a nobody, but his DNA wasn't nobody. And yeah, they was doing a whole lot of things to crack his DNA open, put him in a little program and all this weird shit, and I forgot how that ends. I'm sure it wasn't good. Most people fucking with things they can't understand usually do things they don't want to do, but they think they want to do it until there's no going back. Anyway, so supposedly Jesus showed a mountain or a Sherman or some shit, and he transforms into Moses in a beam of light, and then Elijah. But I don't think that's what happened. Because the Lord told each one of those people to go there on a certain day, at a certain time. So, like I was just saying about what they were saying with the time travel thing, what if certain people, if you go in certain spots and say certain things, you can, maybe your ancestors were saying things in the same spot. That'd be crazy. So, they got me thinking, what if, sound the horns, what if that's what happened when he went on the mountain? I never heard anybody, biblical talk about things like too much of certain events like that, but they do. I don't know I don't want to shame nobody, but because everybody talks, there's so much to talk about, so, but I definitely haven't come across anyone to say this yet. I'm sure someone has, but, yeah. What if Jesus time traveled? Mentally. But it couldn't have been too mental because people said they seen it. And they said they seen him transform or turn into or whatever it says, I'm not too sure. And it's a big thing. It's not a little thing. Now, what got me, because I gotta go read it or look it up, start doing things like that before I make videos. But it's really not about the Bible. It's not really about that moment. It's about all the things I talked about. Vibration, speaking, matter is not solid. Yet it is in this dimension. Which that makes me think of, automatically, it's definitely got to be outside dimensions, When you're a scientist, you look at ants. as they're in a different world. Each ecosystem is a different world to a scientist, and everything outside that ecosystem is an alien. Then, if you get into the microscopic, that's worlds on worlds on worlds. Go check out what lives on your eyelashes. You wouldn't believe how many people, well, not people, they might call themselves people. You wouldn't believe how many things you support on your eyelash, on your body, every day, in your body. You're an ecosystem yourself. Hell, you're a galaxy if you actually want to look at it. You got more living things than you than what we've found out there. Or maybe they're just on a different vibration. Maybe they're already here. Keep hearing that a lot. Start to hear that a lot. You know what I mean? Conspiracies and all that shit. Alien shit. All this boogity boogity. Hexing. All this shit. People call it all different gods and goddesses. It's all vibration, I realize. Sound the horns. Hopefully regular people, we can learn a little more. Because information's out there. You know what I mean? It's not like it ain't out there. Check out how beautiful this tree is. This shit is hard. That's one thing I like about out here. These trees. It's rough to deal with when you sweeping the floor though. That shit be everywhere. Be worth it though. It'd be worth it. Anyway, hope you guys are having a good day, good night, wherever you are when you're seeing this. Shout out to the wolves and the ninjas. Salute to the real ones. Definitely sense a disturbance in the force. But that's alright. Whatever's gonna be is gonna be. All love. And all praise to the Most High.